Hi there, welcome back to my channel. It is Color Me Bad Lynn, back with a share of a fragrance that's in my collection that I very rarely wear, but I absolutely adore, and I wanted to come on and share it with you guys tonight. But before we get into that, welcome to my channel. I am Color Me Bad Lynn. Just to give you a brief scenario of what we do over here on my channel, we mainly talk about the fragrances that are in my collection. We talk about the fragrances that are on my wish list. I have a lot of them. We also talk about the fragrances that are sent to me in samples, complimentary fragrances, and those that have been gifted to me down through the years. The ones that I still have in my collection. We'll also talk about natural skincare. We'll also talk a little bit about makeup. I love a beautiful lippy and a gorgeous eyelash. We'll also talk about all types of hair. Weave, wigs, natural hair, you name it. We'll get into it. All things beauty. We will also talk about love. We'll talk about romance, relationships, a little bit about dating. We'll talk about family issues and faith and whatever else you want to talk about. So if you have any comments or suggestions for our channel, things that you'd like for us to come on and talk about, make sure you comment below or send me an email to Dear Color Me, and I will be more than happy to come on and discuss my point of view, my spin on things. I have several Dear Color Me questions that I need to come on and answer and unload, but you have to be in a certain mood to do that, right? You got to get a little feistiness in your blood. And so I'm definitely planning on doing that within the next week or so. All right. So let's get into it. I have another fragrance that I wanted to come on and share with you guys. I don't think I've ever come on and shared this fragrance, or whether or not I like it or not. I think maybe in one of my recordings early on, I talked a little bit about this fragrance, but I've never really gone into depth about it. And so today I wanted to come on and share this fragrance. I keep looking at the bottle and I'm thinking to myself, come on over here and let's have a little chat. So the fragrance I want to come on and share with you guys today is Signorina Misteriosa by Salvatore Ferragamo. And it's a little greasy looking because I've been playing with it. Let's wipe her down a little bit. I didn't bring my cloth out because my cloth that I use to clean my fragrances, for some reason or another, leaves so many little lint, the little pieces of lint on them. So I need to start using a better cleaning cloth for my fragrances. This looks a little bit better. Okay. So there you are. Hopefully you can see that. Still got that little streaky look going on because I sprayed a little bit on. So let's see. I haven't smelled this in a while. Probably back in the fall time, maybe late summer, early fall. I sprayed a little bit of this out and wore it. And I really, really enjoyed this fragrance. It is really, really pretty. I'm going to show you the sprayer. Beautiful sprayer. Did you see that? Beautiful sprayer. Absolutely gorgeous. It's so good. It's really, really kind of spritzy kind of. It smells like it has like a little bit of a champagne note in it. I don't think that it does, but it smells like that. And I'm not a champagne girl, but that's what this gives me. It's a really, really nice cocktail after 5 type of fragrance. Of course, hence the black bottle. It's a little bit dark and deeper than some of your normal fragrances that you will wear during the daytime for work scents, everyday scents, so on and so forth. Of course, you can wear your fragrances whenever you want to, like I do. Sometimes you're just in the mood to feel sexy and you're not going anywhere, right? So let's get into the main course of this fragrance. Signorina Misteriosa by Salvatore Ferragamo for women, of course. Anyone who wants to wear this fragrance absolutely can. Help yourself, gentlemen. Your main course of this fragrance is vanilla. It's fruity. It's sweet. It's lactonic. It is a white floral. It's patchouli, and it has tuberose, and it is so good. I love this fragrance. And you know, I love a knobby top. And this really, I really, really like this. I love a knobby top. You can kind of just, this one is too big, but I love a knobby top fragrance. So let's get into it and see if they gave us any details on this gal, okay? Signorina Misteriosa by Salvatore Ferragamo is an amber floral fragrance for women. That surprised me. I don't get much amber in this. I think the sweetness of this fragrance kind of overpowers the patchouli, in my opinion. It's so good. And actually, it smells better when you smell it from the knob than... It smells totally different on the skin. Totally, totally different. And maybe it's just my skin, but I still love it nonetheless. But it's a lot sweeter from the sprayer. Okay. Anywho, Signorina Misteriosa was launched in 2016, so it hasn't been around a long, long time. Signorina Misteriosa was created by Sophie Lab, Nicolas Boulou, and Juliette Caraguazlu. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Your top notes are blackberry, so good, and neroli. And I love neroli fragrances. I'm going to come on and share some of my spa fragrances for the summertime that have neroli in them. I absolutely love them. Again, your top notes are blackberry and neroli. That's where you get that super, super sweetness from. Your middle notes are tuberose and mandarin orange. Now, that's what I get on my first blast out when I spray it on my skin. I get that tuberose. It's kicking. The orange blossom. Then in your base notes is milk mousse, black vanilla, husk, and patchouli. They kept it really, really simple, but very, very unique and exotic fragrance notes. This is such a gorgeous fragrance. If you don't like a really sweet fragrance, you probably are not going to like this. Unlike a lot of other, I hope my bottle isn't leaking. Unlike a lot of fragrances that are deeper, your noir fragrances, a lot of times, they're a lot stronger. This does have a lasting power. I would say maybe heavily sprayed for maybe about 6 hours. It lasted on my skin. Maybe a little bit longer than that. But you know, when I wore this last, I didn't really count the time that I had it on. But I do remember that I could actually smell this for quite some time. Let me take a look and see if they show me any pictures of the actual notes themselves, so that I can give you guys an idea for, yeah, see, they didn't even show us all of the actual notes that are in this fragrance. But it is heavily white floraled. So if you don't like a white floral fragrance, you're not going to enjoy this. But what deepens this white floral for me, because I'm not a huge white floral person, there are certain ones that I love. I love my jasmine, I love lily of the valley, and I love a white rose, of course. But your neroli, it's more of the juice and resins from the neroli. The blackberry for me is what does this, and I'm not sure where the fizz is coming from. I think it's probably coming from the combination of the patchouli and possibly the blackberry, neroli, and orange, because it's got a little bit of fizziness to it. And of course, you know that they don't always list all of the actual notes that are inside of your fragrances. They just give us a little tidbit of what the components are of actual fragrances that we love or that we purchase. But I smell other things in this. It smells like it has a little bit of a cocktail note in this, but it's so beautiful. It's a really, really rich and creamy fragrance. The white florals aren't overdone. Your orange blossom, you know, is an actual white floral. Your tuberose is a white floral. The black vanilla husk is the extract from your the husk, the stem of your vanilla. And then you've got your green and your greenery coming from your patchouli. And the milk mousse is very, very interesting to me. And that's where the lactonic part of this comes in, and that's that creamy. So if you are looking for an after 5 close encounter power punch of a fragrance that's got a sweet, juicy creaminess to it, I highly recommend that you add this fragrance onto your collection. This is a really unique fragrance. I don't think that I have anything in my fragrance. It feels like this is leaking. I don't think that it is, but it feels like it is. But I don't have anything in my collection that smells quite like this. You can tell it's allergy season because I get a little bit of tickleness in the back of my throat from this, but it is so beautiful, ladies. If you don't have this in your collection and you love a black bottle in your collection, in your life, I highly recommend adding this to your collection. Yeah, it's just got a beautiful sweetness to it. There's a candied note, a candied smell to this. But on my skin, I get something so much more grown up. So don't go by just smelling the actual nozzle. You get all the sweetness here. But then once you spray it on your skin, you get that grown folks scent. It is such a gorgeous fragrance. I think this is probably for a more mature woman. Probably a woman anywhere between the ages of 30, 35 and up. There may be some younger ladies that like this, but it's a little bit deep and a little bit sultry. And it's a little bit heavier than what most younger women. I know back when I was in my 20s, I probably wouldn't have gravitated as much towards something this deep, dark, and seductive. But it is absolutely gorgeous. I highly recommend adding all of the flankers to this particular house to your collection. All the bottles are the exact same. The only difference is the fragrances and the notes, and they're all really, really good. And we're going to come on as time goes on, and we're going to discuss the different scents flankers and which ones are the best. But out of all of them so far, for me, this is my absolute love. It's been in my collection for some years now, but I rarely ever use this. Gorgeous. You know what I always say when I have a fragrance in my collection that I don't mind coming on and sharing with everyone. Get you some. This is Color Me Bad Lynn saying thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate all of your love and your support. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like the content that you're watching. Make sure you hit that notification bell so each and every time I upload a new video onto YouTube, you will be notified. And if you can't watch it right away, you can save it for later. And last but not least, most importantly of all, hit that subscription notification. Come on in, join Color Me Bad Nation. And if you have content, I will follow you back. So glad to have you. Thank you guys again for watching. God bless. Bye-bye. We'll see you on the next one.